Another man, been stuck again. Rain and fire, across the ocean. Another man, been stuck again.
Lloyd! Halt!
Across the ocean, they had shackles on their legs. Across the ocean, they had shackles on their legs. Don't know where they're where they've been. Don't know where they're going. Don't know where they've been.
Melvin, look out! Pretty boy Floyd, you're under arrest.
It's Charles Floyd. Who are you?
Melvin Purvis, Bureau of Investigation. And where's your friend, Harry Campbell?
I believe you killed me. So you can go right now. Across the ocean, they had shackles on their legs. Food was bad, food was rancid, but they ate it anyway. Don't know where they're going. Don't know where they've been. Don't know where they're going. Don't know where they've been.
Sport.
Red call, Oscar.